Myself is unmet. Okay. Thank you. Students, now am I audible now? Am I audible? Okay, now. Thank you, ma. Actually, I forget. So actually, I'm concentrating on this app. You are very good in all these settings. Very good. Really. Thank you. Online students, am I audible to you now? Are you there? Instead of showing thumb symbols and all, try to type it. Okay. Now I'll go to further continuation part of my subject. So here I'm going to start with the 6 p.m. Oops. Start with classes concept. ఇక్కడ ప్రవీణ్ వాళ్ళు కొద్దిసేపు ఆన్ చేసిన తర్వాత వెళ్ళిపోతున్నారు వాళ్ళు 4 o'clock లో కూడా అంతే కంటిన్యూస్ లాస్ట్ వరకు ఫైన్ సో కమింగ్ టు దిస్ క్లాసెస్ కాన్సెప్ట్ already we started with and done with this definition of class. Daily you must read that. And next we started in the last session syntax for defining a class in Python. Class name, class level data members, and DEF instance method name. We are entering into the methods in today's class. Already we talked about class level data members and instance data members in the last class. So Farhana, screen is not visible clearly, sir. Then what to do then? Is the screen is visible to everybody? Is the screen is visible to others clearly? Quickly. Farhana, all of them are saying screen is visible to everybody. To one or two students, it is something like Radha Krishan, very small, sir. Okay. So from that is at your side, you please check it. At your side, please check it. Your side, students, please take care. So students, take care at your side. So screen is clear from our side. Please take it your side. Uday Sai, no audio. Check it your side. Now I'll move to the types of methods. Types of data members, we already talked about it. And so instance data members, examples through an object we did, and programmatically how we accessed it, object name, class level data members purpose I said, and we mentioned inside the class definition. In main program also we mentioned it, and how we accessed it. With the class name we accessed it, with object name we accessed it. Today we are entering into the further. This points also, self and then CLS also I'm going to tell you. And today I'm entering into most important concept called what? Types of methods. So types of methods in class of Python. Types of methods in class of what? Python. Now I'm going to start with. So let us start understanding about types of methods in class of Python. Okay. So what is the method in functions? Methods in functional programming is what? Both of you stand up. What are you doing? Stand up. You also stand up. Already one day you stand backside now. Again, same repeating. Doctile, Doctile concept. Then both of you need to uniform. Both of them wearing white and white. Go and stand. You will sit separately. Sit there for your health. For your healthy purpose, I am saying. In Python, no. You also go in there. You only doing more mistake. Keep the button first. Sit down. Come to the point back. In my class, you should be like a school kid. Don't think that already I know something. You know what you know. Okay. So you should be like a school kid. School kids are better. You in my class, you must be like a playgroup student. Then only you can follow. Now coming to the point of it, types of methods in class in Python. What is the use of method? Methods are called what? Functions. What is the use of function? What is the use of function? Stand up. Hmm. You only. What is the use of function? Hmm? What is that? Huh? Reuse the code. Plus.
फुल करना नहीं होता
You
फुल
tell me.
ये काय एवढं मोठं नाही होतं बा होत दे त्यांची ना
Writing.
कृषी ना रे काम होते देख ना त्यांचे देख
Code
मायनस
review. He's also saying same thing. ఎందుకంటే పక్క పక్కన
एक
కూర్చోవద్దని
अजून
చెప్పాను
जात
నేను.
ना फुल स्क्रीन
Purpose of functions is to perform an operation and provides code reusability. Already I said to you in the instead of అందుకనే చదువుకోమని చెప్తాను నేను. You don't listen my words. Purpose of functions in Python. The purpose of functions is that to perform certain operation or task and provides what? Code reusability. Only you are taking the tail. You know tail? Taking tail and then doing the playing with the tail and leaving the entire strong portion of the subject. Tail concept is always danger. To perform the operation and provides what? Code reusability. Same methods also will be with the same thing only. So 1 minute. Any disturbance is coming, students? Any disturbance is coming during the listening the class? Any disturbance in the meeting? Now is it okay? Is it clear for everybody now? Is it clear for everybody? Okay. Now it is clear. Now coming to the types of methods in a class of Python. Now what is the use of methods? To perform the operation. In a class of Python also same operations will be done. Now I'm going to start with in a class of Python. In a class of Python, we can define three types of methods. Three types of methods. They are number one, instance method. Second one is what? Class level method. Third one is called what? Static method. Instance method, class level method, static method. Instance method, class level method, static method. What do you mean by instance method? Now I would like to go for it. Simple. Go to the place. Instance method, I will go for it. Now coming to this place, instance method. Next I'll go for what? Class level method. Going to this place. Instance method. What are the use of instance method? We'll discuss. What is the use of class level method also we'll discuss. If you understand little faster, I'll go to the static method also. Otherwise, my class will complete at the class level method itself. So let us start with instance. No audio at all. Voice not clear. Clear. Issue with audio. Sir, admin not responding. Admin will not respond for concepts. Background noise is there. So what can I do, students, now? Other people, MIC. I muted all of them. Mute all attendees. Mute all. I muted everybody. Only I am unmute now. So I think, is it clear? Is it okay now? Is it clear now? Is it clear? Is it clear, students? All of you respond who did not have the previous audio problem. Is it clear now? Okay. So let me continue. Let me continue the session. The audio problem was in this one. So now I am going to introduce further instance method I am going to discuss. Students, the meaning itself says that the instance method itself says that related to the data members you try to read out once. Instance data members are those which are used for storing specific values. Instance data members are all created every time when we create an object, and hence instance data members are called object level data members. So object data contains which data? Specific values. On specific values to perform operation, we go for instance method. Instance means what? Particular. To do the particular operation, we will use the function. Of which function? Instance function. Instance function is called what? Instance method. Understood? Instance data present in where? Object. On objects, who will perform the operation? Object contains which data? Specific data. On specific data, who will perform the operation? Function. Method. Which method that is? Instance method. Nothing is there in that. A small kid will understand. Specific data stored in where? Object. Who will perform the operation on object? Function. In OOPS it is called what? Method. On object, who will perform the operation? Instance method. That's all. You will do your own operation on your own data. So you are called what? Instance data present in you. You are performing your own operation. That is known as what? Instance method. Okay, done. Coming to the point of it. On objects, only one and only the method is performing an operation called instance method. Object method. Which method related? Instance method. 95% of the methods in Python are called instance methods. I can say one method, I can say over, but when you go to big interview point of view, they will ask you how many methods are there in a class. That's why I want to discuss other methods also. Understand? Go to, it is simple. First, let me tell you this general example. A student is doing the operations by themselves. Is called what? Instance operations. Suppose when you go on the road, everybody is watching their own chatting. Is it chatting to everybody? WhatsApp CEO? They are chatting with their own, chatting with somebody. That is known as what? Instance. Understood? Suppose I am taking my class for what? Some group of students. I am doing what? Class level operation. It is for group of my students, my objects. I am doing a common operation. It is known as what? Class level method. Class level method. What is the class level method? Will do the operation on all the objects of same class. Students. Of which class? Student class. Objects of students. Which class? Student class. On all the objects of student class, one common operation is required, which is called what? Class level method. Okay. So a teacher in the class will do which operation? Class level operation. A student in the class will do what operation? Which operation? Come on. Instance operation. Okay now. Right. Guido van Rossum will design some new feature in Python, which is a universal operation or not. So operations are classified into how many? 3. Number 1, particular operation, common operation, universal operation. A prime minister is doing for all Indians. It is called what? Universal. A chief minister is doing for the particular state, class level. A citizen is doing by themselves, is called what? That's all. You don't tell these examples in interviews. Your students are always danger candidates, including me also when I'm a student. So that's why while I am explaining, listen carefully and connect immediately to the subject. Example, you go for it. Insurance application, you take it. Calculating, suppose you are the customer of LIC insurance. You took a LIC policy for 15 years. You are paying for every 6 months some amount of premium. 15 years amount of premium you paid. And 15 years over, in 16th year, you will get a maturity amount back. So they will calculate the maturity amount or not. Like you, there are a lot of customers are finishing your premium amounts or not. Then calculating the premium amount of maturity amount of every customer is what type of method it is. Come on. Instance. Because your half yearly premium amount, table period number of years, and what is your interest rate given by the LIC, and that entire calculation is specific, which is present at your object. On your object, that will be calculated. Other customer paying 3 months once and having their own time period, 10 years, and calculating bonus rate is different, and calculating the maturity amount. So every customer will have different premiums, different table period, different bonus rate, different maturity amount will come. Calculating the maturity amount of every customer of insurance is called what? Instance method. Understood? Next, now coming to another area. What is the next area? LIC got, they invested your all customers money in some other public sector or some sectors in shares. They will invest, and they got some high profits for the for the financial year of 2023 to 2024. They got some high profits. That high profits, whatever they got excess, they will distribute that high profit. 1% bonus rate for every customer they will give. For every customer of LIC, they will give. What is that amount? 1% they are giving to everybody, irrespective of your amount you are paying. What that is called? Class level. Common value, na? Common operation. That is called what? Class level. Got it up? Next, they are giving, Government of India is saying, not only LIC, ICICI LIC is there, HDFC LIC is there, different banks also offering LIC. All the LIC officers need to give this standard bonus, they will say, directed by some general body for all insurance companies. That is called what? Universal operation. Did you understand these points? So your operations are classified into three. One is instance, class level, right? Specific operations, common operations, universal operations. So don't deviate from that. I will move to the further. Online students, is it clear for you? Now I'll go to the PyCharm. Now I'm going to the PyCharm, and I'm entering into one more example I want to tell you, because time was up in yesterday. I want to go to the yesterday's class once, that you try to remember, students. Here I will go to the reason of methods you understood today. Class level method, instance method, all such stuff. So coming to this place, close your project and go to 6 p.m. Oops, new. And this is your data in the last class. And this is your information. See, students, I have this data, fixed data, I paused it. Here I fixed data, paused it, and I printed my data also now. And I'm telling why I'm going for methods in the class. Here I put it a fixed data, fixed data. I want dynamic data or not? Yes. Let me go to the need of methods I'm going to introduce. So I'm going to write it methods need. Methods need. That is nothing but what? Functions need. Functions need. I'm explaining here. So here I'm going to carry out this entire example I'm carrying, students. See, students, I'm taking now, take this entire thing, trying to take this part. So here, get this data. Now I'm going to take up here, this part, you take it, leave it, class level data member, class level data member. Here I'm going to write it what? Dynamically reading now. How do you read the data dynamically? Int of, input of, enter, first student, first student number. Very, very important. Little confusing will be there, but no, don't get confusion, students. I'm going to take up here, enter first student name. First student name. Now I'm going to take it. What is this now? Float of enter first student marks. Enter first student marks. Got it. Name and then marks, I got it. Next I'm entering here. Next S2 related. Enter this entire stuff, I can take it. Here also I will take. Enter second student information I'm taking. This also I will take care. So another part also I will take care. Here I will write it. So I'm writing here second. Second student name. Next is called what? Second student marks. Got it. Now I'm printing my data. This is called accepting dynamically, student. This is called accepting dynamically here. Now I'm printing my data, first student data and second student data, all that information I'm going to print it. So here, coming to this area, done. Save, run this code, try to understand. Enter first student number, 100 here, row sum here. Now I'm saying marks is 33.33. Now enter the second student number, 200 here, and I'm saying something like Travis here, and say the marks is called 45.67. So I got this data. This is the data entered, and Python and India are called what? Class level data members, and other details also got it. Earlier, when I run the same program multiple times, same data we used to get it or not? 10, and I'm saying KVR here. So I'm saying KVR here, 11.11 here, and next is called 20 here. Next is called Arjun here. So next is called some 33.45 here, and got the data. Dynamic data, we got it. Dynamic data, we got it. Able to understand? Okay. Now come back to the point. This is the information I have. Do you feel any limitation here? Do you feel any limitation? Online students, do you feel any limitation here? మీకు తెలిసింది చెప్పాలి అంతే. Discussing with friend and ask, not like that. Whatever you feel, you tell me. Share voluntarily. Decision is important. Come on. Ma? Why while true? Okay. So I'm taking what? Two students only. Two students only. Of course, his intention is again and again want to enter the data. Even if I write while true, how many objects only you can create? Two. So I'm not thinking in that angle. I'm not thinking in that angle. Anything else? Anything else? Use your observation. Vamsi, strong code need to write it. That's what I'm asking. Every program requires strong code only. So coming to the point back, I want the correct answer. Okay, not an issue. See, students, I'm not saying writing dynamic values every time. Possible to write it once. Yes, you are very close to the topic. Nice. So the point number 5, advantage of fifth point of functions. What is that? What is that? The scene redundancy of the code will be minimized. Redundancy of the code is minimized. Advantage of functions, if I open it, redundancy of the code is minimized. Point number also I said. Like that, you need to remember the subject. So go to the place. Here you need to ask same. Any limitation you are feeling? Sir, line for first object, you are reading how many lines? 3 lines. For second object, you are writing how many lines? Suppose if I have 100 object, 100 into 3, is it not 300 lines? Is it not redundancy is becoming more? How to avoid this? To avoid this type of redundancy of 3 lines of code, we will solve that through methods. So how many times I'll write the code? One time 3 lines only I'll write. Next time I will call that method again and again, again and again. Calculating maturity amount will be there how many times? One time only. I'll pass the data. Policy number, policy holder name, premium amount, number of years. I'll pass the input and it will calculate and it will give me the result. In examination branch, how they are computing the totals of every student? They define a function one time. They'll pass your roll number, name, all 6 subject marks and everything they will pass, and you'll get the memo to be displayed, correct or not? So how many times I will define the code for generating memo? One time. I will call with respect to every object, right or not? So today I will go for entering into this place. Seema is asking, what happened, sir? Nothing happened, ma. Class is going on. Now coming to the point back. So here I'm going to enter because I'm explaining now. Screen is not moving now. That's maybe asking that. Nothing happened. Class is going on. Coming to the next point of it, I want to rewrite this code in the form of what? Methods. So first time I'm entering into the methods format. Very, very easy. Now I'm taking first one instance method. Instance method example1.py. Actually, students, to bring into the OOPS subject, it takes very, very difficult to the teacher to bring into this line. Well, basically, people will come to, when they come to OOPS stage, they won't practice and come first, basically. Not everybody. I'm talking about not practicing students. And basically, this is a complicated and tricky. Complicated and tricky, student doesn't have the base to understand. These are all going to make the OOPS is difficult. That's why try to read. Program for demonstrating what? Demonstrating instance methods. So coming to the point of it, here I'm trying to write it. Class student I am taking pass. I'm taking pass. Here I'm going to take a main program I am writing. Main program. There I will go for paint. I'll take paint. Better. I'll go there. So this is my object created. What is my object created? S1 is equal to what? Student. This is my object. Next I will take one more object. S2 is equal to what? Student. This is another object. I took it like this. When you created an object, what is happening? Object S1 created. Here it is pointing here. S1 is pointing there. S1 is available here. Whose address is called what? XEXX123. Careful. Very, very important. I am trying to tell you the self meaning. S2 object also created. S2 object also created. So here I am writing S2 object, which is having an address called what? Which is having an address called XEXX dot 555. This is called another object address. This is my data. So I want to do what? Reading the data for what? Earlier I put the data as what? S1.SNO is equal to some number, or I read from keyboard. That is called what? Adding instance data member through object. Today I'm not doing that. How I'm doing? I'll define one method. Do you know how to define the method in Python? Do you know how to define the function in Python? Online students, are you there? Come on, respond. Which keyword we are using? Good. DEF. Same. Come on. Read STUD data. Easy. Not a difficult. Same to same. Of I will take something. Don't worry. Close. Inside of that something I will write it. What is the something? Don't worry. If I want to write pass, and you already know pass. Under that, I will write it what? I need to write the body. Which body? Reading the data for which one? S1. Reading the data for which one? S1. Reading the data for what? S2. S2 will call which function? S2 will call, S1 will call which function? Data is available around the objects or not? So data will present here. Data need to read for S1. Data need to read for what? S2. Correct or not? So if I want to come to your home, what I should know? Your address. Your address. If I want to come to other student home, what I need to know? Address. Which address? Whichever student at home I am coming, that particular student object address I need to hold. I will hold your current student address in one variable called self. What is self? Self is one of the implicit object. Self is one of the object which contains current object memory address. It is called reference to the current class object. In Java, it is called this. Do you know Java? Better not to worry about Java. This in Java is equal to self in Python. This is not a keyword over there. Here self is not a keyword. This is there, it is implicit object. Here self is called what? One object. It is not an implicit object. Don't tell implicit object. If it is an implicit object, it is a keyword. It is not a keyword. You have seen already in the last class. So I will write here called what? Self, I will write it. Self, I am writing self. So self I am writing. Very, very danger word. Self. Self is the first positional formal parameter. I will write now. Be careful, ma. S1 dot. How I am accessing the instance method? Instance methods are doing the operation on particular object. Which object data I want to read? S1. S1 dot read STUD data. Read STUD data. When you say read STUD data, what PVM is doing? Read STUD data called with respect to what? S1. PVM will take the address of S1. Straightforward, it will go to read student data. Preserve the address of S1 in where? Self. So self is containing what? Address of my current object. Address is nothing but a reference. Understanding this point? So what is S1? My current class object, whose address is present in where in the method? Self. So what is the self? They will ask in interview. First of all, first point about self. Self is one of the variable used as a first positional parameter in the method definition. First point. Second point, self always contains my current class memory address or reference of my current class object. It is called a referenced variable. Third point, since self is the first positional parameter, you can access self inside the corresponding method body only. You cannot access into the other part of the program. Because already point number 7 is covered in the function syntax. Understood that? And in place of self, there is no rule that only self to be written. You can write your name also, my name also, any name can be written. Self, there is no rule that only need to write self. You can write your name also. Your name will contain the address of S1. But according to the international rules of Python, they asked us to write what? Self. Self means what? Particular. Myself, yourself, themself. It is nothing but what? Self indicates what? Particular. Got this point? Any doubt about self? Did you understand yourself? What is self? What is self? 3 points I said. You need to remember. What are the regularly asking question? What is pass? What is self? What is CLS? Difference between tuple and list? What is the difference between dict and list? How do you convert a list of tuples into dict? These questions will be regularly asking question. Okay, start. Last and final. S1 dot read student data. Generally, in our cases, what is happening? Display data. Display of 10. How we used to write, mom? DAF display. Since I am passing the data, I will take one variable A or not. and we used to write the normal functional programming. But here I did not pass any data here, but I'm taking here called what? Self. This self is containing what? S1 data, S1 object address is present in self. Come on. So here what I will write it? Self dot. Self point to whom? Self point to whom? S1. Simple, ma. When I look at you, your address is there in my brain self. So my self of brain contains your address. When I look at that side, that student address is there in my self. And self will not contain all objects addresses at a time. Current class object address present into self. That is called self. Clear? Right. Now self dot SNO. What is SNO? Instance data member. It is not only performing specific operation, it can also use it to store which data? Instance data member, you can write it. Int of input of enter student number. Enter student number. Now I'm writing like this. Enter student number. I'm writing like this. Next I'm writing self dot name. I'm writing input of enter. What is this now? Student name. Enter student name. Self dot marks is equal to what is this now? Float of input of enter. What is this now? Student marks. Student marks. I hope you are following. Student marks. I think it is more clear. S1 dot read student data. What is happening? Read student data called with respect to S1. S1 is an object of what? Student. PVM goes to where? Student class. How I will write it? I'll add one small thing here. Class, I'll write it student. Class student, I written it. Class student, I written it. Inside the student class, this is the definition I wrote. How it is working? Again, I am explaining. Read student data called with respect to S1. S1 is an object of student class. PVM go to student class. Looking for method called what? Read student data. Address is kept into where? Self. Self dot SNO means what? Address dot SNO will be placed here. Data. SNO dot name data. Marks for the data placed. That is for reading the data of each object. S1. Come to S2. Come on, read. S2 dot, what is this now? Read student data. Read student data. How simple it is. So I'm going to take up read student data. Come on, pick up the flow. Read student to S2. S2 is an object of student. PVM goes to student class looking for read student data. While going, it pick up the address here and it is going to put it into self. Self is pointing to whom now? S2. Earlier self was pointing to whom? That's why self is always containing current object reference, current object memory address. That's why we write self. Understood this point? Well, so anybody ask you what is self, you need to understand the meaning of self. Online students, is this clear? Is this definition is clear? Shall I move to the further? How many ways are there to specify the instance data member? Two ways. One is through object yesterday. One more is through what? Through instance method I mentioned. Self.sno, self.sname. How do I access the instance data member? Self.I said. Now, this is an answerable for many points. Online students, done. So, Seema, are you following, ma'am? Are you following? What is this now? Developer Kushal is asking, sir, please upload this also in classroom. Classroom. Okay, you want to upload this also? What is there here? So, okay, not an issue. This also I will upload it. This also I will upload it. Not an issue. I'll upload it. Nothing is there actually. If you want, okay, just for an idea. Okay, no issue. I'll upload it. Shall I write the code now? Start. Create an object called what? S1 dot. First of all, create an object of what? Student. Why do you create an object of class? Why do you create an object of class first? To store the data. To store the data, what do we need? Object. Object need what? Class. Class first, object first. Class. What is the definition of class? Well, class is a collection of data members and methods. How many data members? 2. Number 1, instance data members, class level data members. How many methods? 3. Number 1, instance method, class level method, static method. When I'm asking method, you're telling data member. I will observe everything. Need concentration more and more. Right. So when I look at seriously, if you don't say anything, that is also a problem. Okay. Look at. Create an object of what? Student. Come to the point of it. S1 is equal to what? Student of. Student of. Now, next I will write it. S2 is equal to when we were the students. I don't know. In BE third year, we have one subject is there. Economics subject is there. Why they introduced? I don't know. Economics. From Central University, one professor used to come. Hyderabad, HCU, you know that. HCU, no, no? From there, one professor will come. How he will explain, most actually economics, we don't understand anything. C, C++, that is okay. All of a sudden, economics is there. Why economics is required? We don't understand. And when that professor is coming, he's a really great person, I can say. He's explaining all planning commission, that this is so many. And we used to observe, he will speak very good English. I really appreciate his commitment and everything. He's a very senior person. That time 60 years will be there. You will just stand in the class like anything and you will explain. Like me, you won't sit. So even earlier I used to stand and explain, but these days I'm not standing. I'm sitting and explaining. And he will explain everything. Beginning, he said one thing. He said double MA, PhD in economics, he said. One of the students passed a wrong comment in the class. Double MA, MA, double MA. In one MA, he did one thing. In another MA, he did something. Economics, some other specialization he did. One student passed a wrong comment. Double MA. Why one time failed in MA, na, he said. Wrong comment. By sitting in the, bending the head and passed wrong comment. He got very much angry. And he got, if you are like that, nobody will look at you. Economics in country, if it is not there, total economy will be over. Your IT jobs will not be there. Something you took a class on that day, class over. Next day, he came. And the next day, whoever is wrong comment passing, he found out who passed wrong comment. When he is explaining, such a beautiful English will speak, everybody will sleep. Such a beautiful English because we don't understand the subject. So actually, most of them are sleeping. His talent is so great. He will go to the place where they are sleeping. That place only he will go and he will explain. Whoever is sleeping. Like that, whoever is saying wrong answers, I will go there and I will explain there only. So that's why students don't speak. Remember because I'll take some good points from my teachers. So that's why don't speak wrong, speak properly. Otherwise, I will take a chair and I will sit with you people and I will explain there by coming. S2 dot S2, one more object you create. That is called what? Student of. How many objects created? 2. What is the content of S1? What is the content of S1? Come on. Come on. Empty. Empty dictionary. Empty. I'm writing here content of S1 is equal to S1 dot underscore dictive. Next I'm writing print of what, print of, I'm saying here, print of content of S2 is equal to what? S2 dot underscore dictive. Try to run once and we got empty. No values will present inside. Now I want to go for it. Reading the data. I don't write reading the data like our previous. I don't write like this. What I do is I'll go to this place. Here I will go to this place. In this place, I want to add the data. So read data for read instance data for S1 for S1. Can I read? Read. S1 dot read STUD data. It is error. How the flow is? How do you know it is an error? You must have the complete flow. I said already. Read student data called with respect to what? S1. S1 is an object of what? Student. Control goes to where? Student class. Student class. Looking for which method? Read student data. Do you have such function inside the class? No, it will give you what error? Come on. Option A, type error. Option B, name error. Option C, attribute error. Option D, value error. Come on. Good. Come on. Name error, which is the wrong answer. Huh? Attribute error. Who said? Who said? They said. So it is the correct answer. Who said? Nobody said. So coming to the point of it, Shantanu, good student. Ramakrishna, good. Attribute error it is called. Any object dot attribute, it is an attribute error. Any object dot method name, it is an attribute error. Are you able to follow this? Where I said that in the beginning, complex object dot imag, complex object dot imaginary, anything dot, right side of the dot not present, it is called attribute error. Without any dot, if you call, if that is not existing, it is called a name error. So coming to the point, see the answer now. It is going to be called what? Student object has no attribute student. It is called what? Attribute error. Go there. Now I will define this function. Shall I define? Go. Now I'll go to the pass remove. First time I am defining the method, which is called instance method. How can I recognize it is an instance method or class method or static method? Any method is taking self as a first positional formal parameter. It is known as what? Instance method. When we go to healthcare sector, anybody is wearing stethoscope in the neck, that is called what? Doctor. Anybody is wearing some ID card in that and he is called what? Employee of an organization. Right or not? Anybody is wearing uniform and having gun in the hand is called what? Soldier. So warrior. Right or not? Anybody is having the books in the hand, not reading the books, they are called what? Are they called students? Okay. You are accepting. So DEF, come on, come to the point. Read student, read STUD data of what I am writing, self. See students, the moment when I write read student data, the moment when I open the bracket, automatically self is coming. The type of method is known as what? The type of method is known as what? Instance method we can call. How can I recognize it is an instance method? Any method taking first positional parameter is a self, which is known as what? Instance method. Okay, for your better understanding, one small point I will say. I will print here int ID of S1 in main program is equal to ID of S1. Same thing I will write it here. Here I am writing ID of current object. ID of current object in method is equal to ID of S1 I cannot write. ID of what I have to write? Self. Self I need to write it. Very, very easy. Very, very easy. Let us run this once and see that main method, main program S1 ID, current object ID, both of them are same. Go to second object you create. Read the data for S2. Read the data for S2. This is S2. ID of S2. and S2 dot read you say. My dear students, please look at that and see, my dear students, this is same ID. For another object, it is going to be same ID. Are you following me? What happens? This is S2. S2. Okay. Are you following me? This is 4816. 4816 for S1. And this is 508. 508 for what? S2. Are you following me? Suppose if you write only S1 and S1 in both the places. Suppose if I write what? S1 only. Both the times it is going to print what? S1 address only. Who is a common friend of S1 and S2? Self. So what is self? You understood. Self is the first positional formal parameter. Self contains the current object, reference or memory address. Self to be used inside the corresponding method body only. It cannot be used in the other part of the program. Whether it is a formal parameter now. Clear or not clear? Well, see students, there is no rule that to be written only self. I can write KVR. No problem. I will write KVR. KVR contains what? Reference of S1, reference of S2. No issue. No error will come. Happily that will come. Is it mandatory to write self as self? No. But one parameter to be written. But for internationalization rules is concerned, any Python programmer to understand it is called what? Instance method. You need to write what? Self over there. I think I'm clear about that. Now read the data. Read the data now, students. So remove this part, read the data. How do you read the data? Start self.snO. You take your own variable. Int of input of enter first student. First student. Here some difficulty will come. What is that? First. When I'm reading S1, it is going to give you what? First. When second one will come, same first is only coming. That's why if you are little serious about the programming, here I will pass it. Here I'm going to pass a parameter called what? First. Here I will write it what you know, obj info, a parameter I am writing. Very danger. What is the value you are passing? Only one you are passing, but how many positionals you are taking? 2. What is the self contains? That time you have to consider the total. S1 is going to put it in where? First is going to put it in where? That is the 1. I will write it here. Enter. Come on. Object information. Information. There I will write it. Dot format of what? Obj info. Or in place of one worrying about it, I will write it. Every time why to write it? Enter information. Object information. I will write it. Dot format of what? Obj info. This is the first point. You say there, next term, I am writing self.sno is equal to input of, I'll write it, \t, enter student number. In the beginning, you are getting enter what? First student number. When I run it, you will get it. By the time you have to get the clarity student. Next, I'll write self dot what? Int, of course, I will write it. Int, writing. Next, I'll write it what? Name is equal to input of enter \t, enter student name. Student name taking self dot what? Marks is equal to what? Float of input of \t, enter student, enter student marks, enter student marks. So I'm going to take up. Now I got it. This is called what? End of which student? First student got it. End of first student got it. I think you are following me. So this address also you found out this. So done. This is done. I want to read the second student object data also. Online students, be careful, ma. So read instance data for what? S2. S2 dot. What is the value I should pass it? That's all. Got it. Run this now. After reading the data, beginning, what is the content? Empty. After reading, print the content. It will print in the form of what? Dictionary. See that, run, run. See that, beginning, it is that. Enter first update. I'm giving some gap /t. Enter the number called like this. Now I'm going to say, coming to the point of it, enter student name is called Hemnath. So Hemnath I'm saying. Enter the marks 44.44. Enter the second object information. Second object parameter. Say 200 here. Next is called what? Shantanu. Shantanu. So next is called what? 44.56. Am I getting the data in the form of dictionary or not? No. I want to display this data. How to display this data? How to display this data? Here earlier how I was displayed my data. Earlier how I was displayed my data. See, I printed my data. I printed my data. Is it not waste of time of 4 lines or not? I want to write how many lines? One time, and I want to reuse again and again. Performing operation, reusing the code. How to do it? By using method. So display. Which data I want to display? S1 data I want to display. First student object data I want to display. And you have seen the result already. This data I want to display. How to display? I am going to start. Very, very easy. Come on, now I am going to take up first student information. First student information. Or if you want, you can take up like this. Okay, it is your choice. Any way you can go for defining it. So I'm going to say one separating the line are already done. So I want to go for display, comment, display, first student data. First student data. How do you display student? Tell me, mom. S1 dot display STUD data. Display STUD data. So how do you go for it? Command flow, STUD data. I will talk about the parameter called first. Display student data called with respect to S1. S1 is an object of student. Go to student class. Looking for the method called display student data. There or not there? Not there. Which error? Attribute error. Look at. Of course. 10. ABC. Something like 4. Something 200. PQR. Say some 5. Got attribute error or not? Display data not there. So go to what? Define. Define. How to define? I forget. Display STUD data automatically self, comma. What we are passing? Parameter called first. What should I write it? OBJ info. Any parameter you can take it. There I will write it. I will write it. Print off. What is this now? Object information. Object information. Now display. Display. Print of \t student number. Student number. Come on. Dot format of S1 dot I said now. How it is processed, I already said. First is stored in that. S1 is available in where? How I was accessed earlier. S1 dot, S1 dot, S1 dot, S2 dot, S2 dot, S2 dot. Today, how do you access? Come on. Self dot, SNO. SNO. ఫోర్ స్టూడెంట్స్ లాబీలో ½ నుంచి ఉన్నారు. వాళ్ళని యాడ్ చేసుకోలేంత వరకు. సో హియర్ print student number self.sno. Self.sno. Print of what? \t student name. Student name. Dot format of what? Self dot what? Name. Name. Print of what? \t student marks. How do you do that? Dot format of what? Self dot what? Marks. See, automatically they are coming. Self dot means automatically they are coming. Following or not following? Right. Simple. Easy. Oops, easy. Oops, difficult. Huh? Easy. Okay. Online students, Now I will go to the running process. I'll run my code. This is called second data also. Display second student data also. Display second student data. Second student data. What is this now? Sto dot. Run. Yes. Second. I will take second. Run this code. See students. Enter beginning empty. Say 100. And row sum here. And say something like 33.33. Second update data 200. Vavis here. I'll say some 66.66. I got it. Here I forget. Here I forget. So I need to say what here? Dot format of. Why you did not say? Huh? You want to enjoy when I get error? Huh? What students? 100 RS. So 44.44. 200. Next is TR. And answer is called what? 44.23. Got the answer. First student information. Second student information. Got it. Are you following? Sir, after adding the data with respect to this root student data and this thing, can I add additional data? 100% you can add. How do you add it? After reading S1 dot, S1 dot, city is equal to what? HYD. No problem. After reading S2 data, can I add S2 dot, what is that now? Country is equal to CNT is equal to what? India. You are adding different data members to that. Still no problem. They will display the data. 100 there, RS there, 3.4, 200 there, something like TR there, and 5 there. Am I getting the data called what? That data. And I did not print this data called what? City. Is it necessary to print or not? Here, the number, name, and marks only printed. If you want to print, that also will come. What I will print? Here, what I will print? When it is coming to S1.city, S1.cnt, when you go for that, first time when you go for city, S1 is containing. S2.city is not there. See, when I write it here, print of \t student city. When I write it, you are getting dot format of what? Self dot what you are writing? Self dot what you are writing? City. City. You are writing. It is giving some small highlighting. Why? When S2 will come, it is a problem now. S2 will come problem. When S1 will come, when you write a CNT, it is a problem. That's why recommending to take what? Same name. Same name. What I will write here? City is equal to, I will write it. City is equal to Bangalore, I will write it. Bangalore, I will write it. That time you see that student city is city. I wrote it. Print of what I will write it? Student city. It's written. Okay, let it be. Now try to run it. Try to run it. Start running this. See that 100 here, RS here, 1.2 gone. So here, so go to the place running this data, 100 here, RS here, 1.2 there, and say 200 here, TS here, and so 4.5. Am I getting the city Hyderabad and Bangalore or not? This is the one you need to take care. And really, oops, principal sir. Suppose if you want to go for, place, you want to write. You don't write here. You don't try to write here. Why? Because methods are going to be common for multiple update. If at all you are interested, if you are interested to do that, what you do is same approach you go for it. You do what? Student what? City you take it, write it as what? S1 dot. What is this? City. Next is called what? What is this now? Student place. Student place is equal to what? Place of what? That's all. Happy. Try to run it. 10 RS 3.4 20 ER 4.5 got happily. Where is the data? Student place. And then city got it. Of course, That line I need to remove because I wrote here this line closing or not. This closing line I wrote, no? That's why that point is coming. I think you are following. So this is just only for your knowledge purpose. I wrote it here, but it is not necessary to write it. If at all you are interested, take the common data. If you want to take the different data also, I'll show you. Static method time, I will tell you. Clear or not clear? Clear. This is called what? How you are accessing the instance method with respect to object. How you are accessing the instance method with respect to object. Come back to this place. Here you observe instance data members can be specified in how many places? 3 places. Inside the through object, inside the instance method definition. Today I mentioned through what? Instance method definition I mentioned by using self dot or not. How I was accessed the instance method, instance data members, how I accessed it with respect to object name, with respect to self. Self to be used inside of which method, but not in where, because it is a positional formal parameter to be used in the corresponding method body only. I hope you got it. Right, done. Go to, I want to go for static method. And one more example I want to tell you through the same thing only. Instance method example 2.py. So coming to the point of it, now I will go to the next one. Online students, I hope you are comfortable. So example 2.py, carry this example. Now see this example 2.py. 2.py I am going to take up. Here what I am doing, I read my data. Take care. I'll create the object, remove this entire stuff. First of all, feel free about this. Defined my function and displayed my data. What I want to do, I want to read S1 data, immediately want to display. Read and display. How do you do? Read S1 data and what? Display. How do you do? S1 dot read student data. I'll pass what here? First, where it is going? Read student data. Reading the data. After reading, what should I call? Display. Earlier I called that through where? Main program I called with what? S1 dot display data. Now I am calling through this method, through one instance method, I am calling another instance method. How do you call it? S1 dot display student data. What is S1 now? How do you call it? Self dot display student data. What you are supposed to pass for obj info? I'll pass it as what? Obj info. Beautiful. Calling instance method by using self. Beautiful. Self dot instance method name. One instance method can call another instance method with respect to what? Self. Do you know what is self? How important it is. Execute. Super. Go to that. Enter 100. RS 3.4. I got immediately data displayed. Now I want to go for what? Second data. Read S2 data and display. Read S2 data and display. S2. Second. Super. Go to that. Enter 100. RS. So 2.3. First of the data got immediately. Say 200. Say TR and 4.5. I got that data also. One instance method I can call another instance method with what? Self. Self to be used in where? In the instance method context only, because it is a formal parameter. You cannot access that self in main program, because if I write here called what? Self dot. Self is red underline is there. See that name self is not defined. Some of the people are saying in the internet and all, self is a keyword entered. They don't know anything. Are you following that? So self is a keyword. No, self is not a keyword. What is that? I already said to you. Are you following me? Now, online students, I hope it is more clear. Respond, students. Respond. All the students in online. Is it clear? This is calling, earlier called with respect to. Now I am opening one small point here. I want to open it, one small method here. Classes, types of methods I want to show you. Look at start. Instance method. Explanation you start. Instance methods are those which are used for performing specific operation on objects, and hence instance methods are called object level methods. So many examples I'll tell you. With the pickling operations I'll do. Pickling. Do you know pickling and unpickling? Database communication. That examples I'll tell you. Through OOPS. Syntax for instance method. DEF instance method name self comma list of formal params if any. Specify the instance data member, perform specific operation. Syntax for accessing instance method. Instance method is accessed with respect to object name or self. Object name dot instance method name of self dot instance method name of to be used only inside the instance method only. You cannot access in other part of it. When I use it outside, you got error or not? Well, now I'm talking what is self. Read out. Self is one of the implicit object. It contains address of current object. Address is nothing but what? Reference. 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 ENC. Reference. FFI, FA. FFI, FA. FFA. F only. Okay. Next, self always to be used as first position formal parameter in instance method. Come on, next. Self. Since self is the formal parameter, so that it can access inside of corresponding instance method only. Method definition only, but not possible to access in other part of the program. Are you following me? Yes. So come to the point back. This is about what? Self. Now I'm going to talk about another method I called class level method. Class level method. See, students, to make you to understand instance method, how much subject is required. That's why any Python class you see, nobody will touch whoops. That's why I say whoops is whoops. In Java also, whoops is not knowing to everybody. They will write blindly something, object name dot. Why that object name dot? What is the class static method? They don't know. That's why people says that they know Java, but in reality, they don't know anything. Okay. That if you say to those guys, they may feel that they completed 3 months course or 4 months course. Even core Java, if you take 1 year also, still something is left out. That much is there. Okay, na? But once you know whoops, you will do everything. Clear? Well, come to the point back, students. Class level method I am going to talk. Class level method I am going to explain. Now coming to the point. Easy. Class level method. First small example. Class level method example 1.py. Small example. So here I will take it. Program for demonstrating class level method. Class level method. Okay. So actually class level method is not necessary at this time. I will take it. Class student or employee. Okay, let it be student. Earlier I used to write CRS is equal to what? Python. What is this CRS is called? Class level data member. ADDR is equal university name is equal to JNTU. I'm just writing like this. JNTU. Like this I wrote it. JNTU. Both of them are which type? Class level data member. Class level data members. Class level data members. Okay. Now students, after this is written, this is one way. Another way is what? You can specify the same class level data member in where? In where you can specify? Method also you can specify. Class level data members are what? Common for all objects. Supplying the common data to all objects is called what? Operation. I can mention through what? Method itself. Which method that is? Class level method. It will do two things. It will supply common values plus it will do common operations. How do you develop the class level method? It is like a normal method only, but to the normal method, it will perform additional processing capability by using dash decorator. What is the name of the decorator for class level method? @class method. We did already in the class what? @square, @cube, @upper convert, lower convert. So much of stuff is done. But now I am taking @class method. @class method. DEF. What is that next term? Get, st, get, courses, CORCRSES, courses. The moment when I open, automatically what is coming? CLS. Actually, CLS I did not open it. Immediately CLS is coming. What is CLS? Ade cheppin. What is SNO? Student number adiga digada. What is self? Like that you have to tell what is CLS. CLS is also one variable. For generalization, they recommended to go for CLS. CLS will contain the current class name. Current class name. What is the current class name? Student. Siddhi, today of our class gone to join due to change in the joining method. So please tell the admin to send the recording class, sir. Okay. So see, Tulasi, she is a good student waiting in the lobby for half an hour onwards. And they did not let in. If I say let in, if I click my screen recording, my class voice problem will come for online students. Ammai Tulasi and Ammai 25 minutes నుంచి వెయిట్ చేస్తుంది. They did not allow. Problem solve చేయమని చెప్పండి వాళ్ళకి. So now I will go to get CRS courses. Here I will write it. How do you write it now? How do you write it now? CLS dot. What I will take it now? Your course name. CRS is equal to Python. I'll write Python. So coming to the point of it, CLS dot, what is the next I can write it? Uname, I can write it. Uname is equal to what I'm writing? JNTU, I can write it. What is this CLS contains? Name of the class. You can also write in place of CLS, you can write what also? Class name also you can write it. Little complicated, but you have to learn it because I learned already now. When I learned, why you don't learn? You are more intelligent than me. Correct? You are intelligent. Actually, you are intelligent. You are smart. You are intelligent. Correct or not? When I learn means you can learn easily. Okay. Come to the point of it. So, student dot what? Uname is equal to what? JNTU. CLS dot CRS is equal to what? Python. What is the CLS represents? Is a variable used as a first positional parameter in the class method. First one. Second point, which contains name of the class, not reference. Name of the class. My method contains what? CLS as well as self. Self contains current object. CLS will contain class name. CLS contains a student. You can call student.uname. You can call CLS.CRS. Both of them are what? Class level data members only. Here, audio not coming, sir. Tulasi was there in the lobby. Audio not coming. So here CRS and what uname are called what? Class level data members. Class level data members. Are you following me? What these two are called? Class level data members. Now I want to display. How can I display? First of all, display that. Now coming to the main program. Main program kochedam. Coming to the main program. First look at that main program. Tell me, how can I access print off? What is this now? Create an object. Create an object. S1 is equal to what? Student. Student. S1 dot. S1 dot. What is that now? CRS. CRS. Or you say CRS. Or first of all, you say print of what? Course. What is the course? Is equal to, what is that now? Student dot what? CRS. Valida, invalida? Valida, invalida? నా కళ్ళు చూస్తే మీరు కష్టం అది. If by looking at my face reading, what is valid mode in answer, what is that? Valida, invalida? What is this? This is written under method or not? It is written under the method. Are you calling this method? Come on. This is the statements written inside the method. This will get a memory when you call the method, correct or not? Without calling, will you get a data? Will you get a value? Valida, invalida? Huh? What is that? Are you sure? Are you sure? Valida, invalida? Sorry, when you explain in one way, it is invalid. When you explain in another way, it is invalid. Valida, invalida? Valid. Why? You are seeing no red underline is there. That's why it is called valid. Like that. I understand every pinpointing things, what is going on in your brain. I'm very careful, students. See the answer. Attribute error. Generally, you don't have any red in line. You are thinking valid. Even though I explained, you are saying valid. No red underline. You believe the software. Software also, ChatGPT also will give wrong answer. You know that. For what? Small operation also it will give wrong operation. Everybody is saying ChatGPT is okay, but small operation also wrong answer will come. Still they are not rectifying. You are seeing red underline, not there. You are feeling valid, error. That's why. Believe in your talent. What is this? Student.crs. CRS is not a direct class level variable. It is present inside the method. Method will not voluntarily call by itself. Methods will call through what? Method will be called. చూపిస్తాం మీకు ఒకసారి మీకు చూపిస్తాను అంతా మొత్తం. So come to functions. Here notes. Functions. Here function calls. Function definition will execute when we call by using function calls. Without calling the function by using function call, PVM will not execute the function definition. That point why I wrote. Even golden points. Gold also will not cost like that. Gold up and down rates are there. But this will have what? Always increasing in subject. So, come to the point of it. In this case, error. So, coming to the point of it, student dot this one, error. So, what do you do? Call the class method. How do you call the class method? Student dot, what is this now? Get courses. Calling what? Class level method by using which name? Class name. Now you'll get the answer. Python. So next, one more. Print of what? Come on now, what is this now? Student what? University. Come on, what is that now? University. Come on, how do you write it? Student dot what? You name. So come on, student dot uname. Executed error. You will not say anything. ఏం చెప్తే ఏమవుతుందో అని. Come on. Answer execute error. Answer executed. But this is in different color. No problem. That's why believe in colors always danger. Answer. Now I am writing Can I write CLS? Can I write CLS? Can I write CLS? By red line. CLS is the first positional parameter. Positional parameter cannot be accessed in outside of the program. Error. Easy. So I should write what? Yes, student. Another way I will write it. Look at, I'll say another way or another way. Do see students how simple it is. You are calling this class level method by using what name? Class name. S1 is equal to what? Student of. What is S1? Object. You can call the class level method, which is a common for all the objects of same class. You can call the method by using what? S1 dot. What is that? Get courses. No problem. Calling the class level method by using what? Object name also. Object name also. Now I can print my data. How I will print my data, students? How I will print my data, student? S1 dot. S1 dot. How I will print my data, student? S1 dot. Add the data. Got the answer. How I am calling my object data? How I am calling my stat class level method with respect to object? Got it? Can I tell one more beautiful way? Yes. See that? Or when you come to an interview, I will ask the third question. Third question, nobody will answer. How do you answer it? See, students, I'll call the question like this. S1 dot, of course, it is very easy. Tricky point. Most way you can call it. What is S1 is equal to? Student of. Student of. Student of. I'm calling nameless object approach. So I'm calling here student of dot get courses. Calling the class level method by using nameless objects. Nameless object. Object is not there, but object is created. That is called a nameless object. Nameless object. Bag is not there, but bag is there. What is that bag? Cover. Cover, cover. You will eat and you will put that cover in outside. That is called what? Nameless bag. So how do you print that? How do you print that? How do you print that? See how beautiful it is. I'll write it. I'll write it. Here I will write it. Dot what? CRS. I will write next. Whether it will come or not, very much doubtful. So here, run this. So got it. None type CRS is having the doubt. This is having what? Problem here. So I will go for this data is there now. You can have it something like this. What you can write it? Return of what is this? CLS dot CRS. CLS dot CRS. You can return that also. Of course, this point you don't worry at present because I don't want to confuse you at this stage. So since I started, I want to show you. Since I started, otherwise you will feel that sorry is not getting the answer. You're misunderstanding number one. If I'm there, definitely I'll misunderstand. Definitely I'll misunderstand. You misunderstand me, I'll show the answer. Then you don't misunderstand. Then keep it. Go to return. What is that? CLS dot CRS, comma, CLS dot uname. CLS dot uname. CLS dot uname. No problem. So coming to the point back, here I will write it. Returning. How many values are returning? 2 values are returning. Can a method can return 2 values? Huh? No, no. Can a method can return 2 values? Yes, you can. I'll show you where I taught already. Go to the functions, approach number 4. I'll show you. One is in the form of tuple, function call with multi-line assignment. Chudana, multi-line assignment with a single value I shown. Whatever you want, immediately breaking news I'll show. So here I'll get it. Come to the point back. Here I will write it. Of what I will say? Of 0, 0, 0 you will be getting. Here also you will be getting as what? 1 you will get it. What is that one and all those things you try to run it? So you got Python and JNT like that. That is the way to get it. Otherwise, if I don't show you, you'll feel that SAR is not getting SAR. Here it is not like that. I'll show everything for you. This is the style of it, and don't worry about it. Now I'm going to take up this part. You don't worry. So here about how I called like this. Understand this? Fine. Now you see, students, one more last and final way I will show. What is the time now? 7:48. I'll show you one more last and final. Coming to this place, here I will take up 2.py, 2.py. Coming to this same thing, I'll take up. Where is that one? I'll copy this. Don't worry, tomorrow also you will get some more examples I will do. This is get courses. Here I will do. One more class method I will do it. One more class level method I will do. So this I will cut it here. I'll cut here and I'll write this part here. Here CRS is called what? Is called what? Class level data member. One more class method I will do. At the rate class method DE of get uname. Uname of that. Say what here? CLS dot uname is equal to JNTU HYD. HYD. Okay, what is this is called? Class level data member. Class level here CRS is what is this now? Uname is called what level data member? Class level data member. Well, coming to here, get the CRS called with respect to what name? So it is going to where this place. So what you can access? CRS only you can access. Can you access university name? No. Why? University name is present into this place. That's why error. See that course name I got it, but university name you cannot get it. For that, what you will do? Call next line. Which one? What should I do? Get what also? Uname. Execute. I got the answer. Both of them. But today, I don't want to call this one. What I should do? This method is going there. From this method, I want to call another class method. From the class method, I want to call another class method. How do you call it? CLS dot get uname. Calling class level method with respect to what? CLS. Beautiful. Execute. Got it? Got it or not? This is about what? Calling class level method with respect to this. You can also call with respect to what? Student dot also you can call. You can call with respect to onset. So done. So you can write student dot or you can write what? CLS dot. Anything you can write it. CLS dot. CLS dot. I will write it or I will write here or I will write it. So what is that or here, mom? I'll say or here I will write it what? Student dot. With respect to what name? Class name. Are you following me? Done. Execute. Got the answer. So students, so online students, is it clear? I think today some disturbance is there in the class because the newly app is used. So is it clear? Now I want to tell you through which method, class level method also, through instance method also how to call. Tomorrow class I'll tell you. And today I will just show you the concept here. Just to follow me. What is that now? Class level method. Class level methods are used for performing common operation on all objects of each class. So syntax is at the rate class method DEF class level method name CLS comma list of formal params if any performs common operation for objects of same class. Specify class level method. Now all class level methods must be accessed with respect to class name, object name, CLS, self. Class name I shown you. CLS I shown you. Object name also I shown you. What is left out? Self. That I will show tomorrow because time is not enough. Even if I show, it will bounce because I don't want to experiment on you, because I want to look into something in you. So self I will explain. What is CLS? Read out. CLS is one of the implicit object. Contains current class name. Ready? To jump. Keep the mobile in the back. Why that much ready, ma? Feeling hungry? Hungry. Okay. CLS always to be used as what? First formal parameter in the class level method. Class level method. Since CLS is a formal parameter, so it can access inside the corresponding class level method definition only, but not possible to access in other part of the program. So other thing, static method tomorrow I will explain. Understand? So actually, suppose if you take me when I was a student, suppose if my sir explain any useful content in my college, if I feel that it is useful, if I don't understand, I feel very much tension about it. Generally, most of the time I don't listen in college because what they are explaining, I will understand beginning only. It is a blackboard white chalk piece concept, ani. Well, because of blackboard white chalk piece, pollution will rise. If you take it inside the nose, what will happen? Problem will come in health. That is a subject poison. That is, I will understand beginning only. I will understand whether it is a good or bad, ani. So if it is bad, I will look at here and there what to do after going to home about this topic. After that, I will read 2 to 3 textbooks. If I don't understand, 3 times, 4 times I will read. I'll read. I'll read until I understand. I'll go on reading. I don't listen college classes. I'm virtually saying to you. I never listen also. What they are saying, I will understand. That's why when I am showing, that's why I am explaining such a strongly in the class. That is this type of things required. But definitely you have to go to college now. College is college because our parents will not give certificate for you. Compulsory college you have to go, you have to pay the fees, you have to forget about fees, everything you have to forget. College is a that life is college life is important. Friends and all. But subject is important. Subject is designed so nicely, but it is diluting in the implementation level. That is the point. Because all parents are not computer professionals now. Even though they are computer professionals, how many children will listen the parents' words? That is also question mark. Question mark. That's why. So come to the point of it. Seema, today not understand, sir, because beginning disturbance. Provide recording class. 100% they will provide no issue. They will provide the recording session. That's why beginning only you should tell to your generation, future generation, don't depend on college. First point. NIT is also same. IIT is also same nowadays. If I tell to my daughter same thing. Beginning only. Forget about. You have to read by yourself. If you mindset na, they will prepare. They'll prepare like that. Like that. So when I am explaining, taking back, ready to move, like that, if you take it, problem. So you have to listen me carefully. Okay, students, I'll stop my class. Tomorrow class, I'll continue static method. Pickling and unpickling also I'll explain. Database communication also I'll explain. Don't miss it. Thank you. All the best. You can take anything. Online students. Today there is some link problem is there. I will ask the admin to keep the recorded video, students. I'll ask them to keep the recorded video. Yeah, definitely we'll provide you the video link for you people. Definitely we will provide you. Any more doubts? I think okay, students, I'll upload the notes and you try to follow it carefully and try to take care, students. Okay, all the best. Take care.